the synagogue of Satan is operating the same game as the Pharisees did. In fact, if these are not the descendants of the Pharisees that are running these legal governments on behalf of Satan, and even though God, only allows so much room for them, I know it looks very perilous right now, but they're not gonna basically outwit God. The situation on the birth record is reflected in Scripture when you really look at what happens on the birth record, and then you look at what happens to Jesus when the informant Judas Iscariot, basically, and again he was carrying the treasury, which is interesting. When the apostles were traveling, he was in charge of the treasury, saying, "I have sinned by betraying innocent blood." That's what he said. I have sinned. So he says he was in debt by betraying innocent blood. But they said, the Pharisees, "What is it that to us? See to that yourself." So you put the blame back on the informant. Okay, placed it right back to responsibility. And of course, we know that they threw the pieces of silver outside and bought a field of blood. This is what the cemeteries represent, all the occupational people that have been deceived for working for the mammon, for this lie or this fiction. And so we go into where it hit on to Pilate, who is ahead of, in charge of the trial of Jesus. And he says, when Pilate saw that he was accomplishing nothing, but rather that a riot was starting, he took water and washed his hands in front of the multitude, saying, "I am innocent of this man's blood. See to that yourselves." So he placed the blood. So he placed the guilt or the blood guilt onto the other parties. So again, it went back onto the collective because the people said to crucify him, to kill him. So, and that was in one voice. The people said that at that time. So, and of course, they had an opportunity to let Jesus go, but then they released a thief. This is really what this symbolizes: a thief that's stealing. It's always executing things, a murderer. So always executing title. And so this leads to the birth record, because the parents basically are noted as informants on most of the more recent modern ones. They'll list the informants, which only comes up under criminal code. There must be some crime, so they're accusing them of touching state property without any proof or evidence of such that they have entitlement to. So this is just a claim, an accusation. And so they place the child on there. And of course, you notice at the hospital, they prick the child's sole or their heel and take the blood. And then, of course, it is used in a system that is involved by the Bureau of the Census, the Department of Commerce in the United States, and Canada under Consumer Affairs. So we're probably missing the point if we're not seeing the relationship here that's going on, that this is blood money. And of course, the cemeteries are already geared to be looked after and paid for this. They plotted at you in the beginning, and they're actually, even though you'll be silly enough to pay for a plot at the end in the cemetery, where they placed the tombstone ad that you were the bonded surety for.